Hey guys, the Jimmy's here. Time for another hydro dipping video. Since end of October, almost Halloween, we're gonna hydro dip pumpkins and pigs. No, just kidding. We're not gonna hydro dip any pigs. No animals will harm me in this video. But we're definitely gonna do some pumpkins. We got a cool skull pattern we're gonna use, and we have a camouflage pattern we're gonna do. Look forward to that. Alright guys, we are back from the pumpkin patch.
Pumpkin?
Pumpkin.
Pumpkin.
Jack-o'-lantern.
Pumpkin.
Jack-o'-lantern patch, whatever you want to call it.
Alright.
We're going to attempt to hydro dip these pumpkins today. So we're going to need a few things. Today we're going to need the white OHW paint, because we want our pattern to shine through. We'll show you those patterns here in a second. The Semsol, of course, to clean off the pumpkin. I know it sounds weird, but we don't want the oils and greases on that pumpkin. The clear coat to protect it all once we dip it. And of course the Hydrovator activator to activate the film.
The important stuff.
And a couple small things. We got the masking tape and the Scotch-Brite. And of course the star of the show.
Le pumpkin.
We got a couple. These ones look pretty good.
Dos pumpkins. This one's a little bit bigger, a little bit smaller.
Then these awesome films. This one has, not sure if you guys can make it out, but it's like skulls with red eyes. That's going to be cool on one of the pumpkins.
Yeah, it's going to look really awesome.
And we got another one. We're going to try to do one in camouflage.
I don't know if we can take this off that easy. I got Disturbed stuck in my head. There we go. I got this corner.
Much tape on like 3 different spots because it's so long.
You got your spot? You got 2 spots. Boom. So then technically just graph your edge.
And voila! Nice camo pattern. Not sure how you guys can make that out, but it looks good.
Yeah, we're gonna make that pumpkin disappear. Alright, and just as like a side note, like something we learned throughout dipping is this film does not do good with any kind of moisture, like outside moisture. So if it's humid or something, make sure you keep it in the bag, and best to get like a little, what is that?
Some little packs you find in everything that keeps the moisture out of stuff.
That you find in beef jerky. That's what you need. Yeah.
The silica gel that helps keep the moisture out of it, especially like out here around the shop. There's humidity here still, so.
Yeah, so the longer that the film's out here, not in a package, it gets kind of like, it just like crinkles up, and it does not move the way it should, so it just makes dipping just a pain. So that's just a side note.
So what we're going to do first is clean our pumpkins, get them spray painted, and while they're painting or drying, we're going to cut our stuff to size, our film, and put the tape on the edges like you've seen us do before in our other videos to stop it from expanding too far and stretching our pattern out. And then we have our bucket full of water over here. We got to make sure it's about 90 degrees. We'll show you that when it comes to it. But let's go ahead and get these painted.
Alright guys, so just as we said here, we're going to scuff the pumpkin a little bit. I want to just emphasize, you don't have to over scuff it, because you don't want to actually like start to rip off the coating of the pumpkin. You're just trying to get off any like dirt or anything that's on the pumpkin. So we're just going to scuff this up here. I remembered to say scuff this time and not scruff, because, you know, I just have a tendency to just mess up my words.
Just remember, this is the first time for us too, so we're going through the normal steps that we do to hydro dip anything else. It should work, but you're here with us, we're going to find out.
Alright, so we're going to clean it off with some Semsol. So I'm just going to put the glove on now, because after I do Semsolve it, I don't want to get any of my oil off my hands on the pumpkin. I want to keep it as clean as possible. And just as a safety precaution, always safety glasses, don't want to get no Semsolve in my eye, and, you know, that would burn terribly.
Might make you cry on video.
Yeah, that's not good. We don't want that. And as I say, just make sure you do not touch the pumpkin again with your bare hand. Since we have it clean, you want to keep it that way. No oils or any grease on there. Just as a side little thing here, before we painted, we didn't want to get any of the dip or the paint on the stem, so I took a little time, got some beautiful 3M painter's tape, and just wrap tape around that stem, so now we won't get any paint or dip there, so it'll work out nicely. So now we're off to painting. Alright, so prior to painting, it came to our attention that if we paint this beautiful pumpkin white, we can't really set it down without getting paint on the table or messing up the paint job itself. So Jimmy over there had this beautiful idea to just put a hole right through the stem. I mean, not too big of a hole, just one enough so we can fit some metal wire, which we have here, so that way we can actually, he's got the wire right here, that way we can actually put the wire right through the stem and we'll be able to hang it, and that way it can dry evenly without us setting the pumpkin on the paint job we just did. Alright, now we have a hole through here, put the wire up through, now we can actually hang it and let it dry.
Voila!
Ta-da. Beautiful. I'm sure you guys have heard of piñatas. This is our creation. It's like a pumpkin yada. Just hang the pumpkin right by a little rope. So, side note, as always, we take the proper safety precautions. He's got the nice respirator because we're painting. Got himself some safety glasses so he doesn't get any paint in his retinas. And I'm just going to step safely away. Give yourself a nice zoom in and get a little bit of this painting process. And why did we paint the pumpkin white, you may ask? Well, for the sake of the dip we have, we need the undercoat of the pumpkin to be white. It'll make a lot of the colors in the dip pop. So you see right here, we got the painted pumpkin. We're just going to let this dry and go from there. Okay, we are up to the point where we are cutting the dip in the size that we need here. Again, this is our first real shot at dipping anything roundish like this, so it's going to be new for us, but I'm hoping it turns out good.
We're confident.
I think our skills have slowly been developing, so I think we can do this spooky task. Okay, we got the formula for a good time. We have a white painted pumpkin that is now dry. He's taking out that metal wire we were hanging it up with. We have the dip on the table with its relief cuts, the tape outlining the side of it. It's got the cool skulls. I gave you guys an up close of this pattern. Yeah, it's pretty spooky. Alright. We have the container of water. As you see, there's quite a bit of water in there, actually spread out the side of the container. So we're about up to the big part. But we are going to do something pretty awesome here with this GoPro Session 5. We are going to set it in the bottom of the bucket. Oh, too long?
It's okay, just put it.
It's not gonna...
Are we ready?
Yeah, do it up.
Alright, everybody. Here is the pumpkin of all pumpkins. We named her Jackie. It is awesomely hydro dipped. A few mistake spots, but it was our first time dipping a pumpkin or anything this round. You can see the line right here. That's where the wrinkle was in the film. You've seen that from the underwater shot we did. And then on the back, the pattern stretched a little bit, but it's kind of a happy mistake because it looks like wisping skulls and ghosts flying around.
Yep, that's basically it. The bottom's got a little bit of white down here that the film didn't fully reach to, but that's not really a problem because you set the pumpkin down anyway. So.
I think that's where my finger was when I was trying to rotate it.
Oh, possibly. I have to look back and watch it. Then just like a little bit up here, it's not fully there, but again, first time dipping a pumpkin or anything really round, so I'm sure with time we'll get better at it, but those mistakes aren't really that bad. As he said, they're kind of like happy mistakes, like it doesn't destroy the dip completely, it still looks really spooky. We'll show you in the close-ups the mistakes he was talking about, because like right now you're a little bit at a distance here. Trying to decide if I want to carve it or not, because like it's cool right now, but I think it would look so much cooler with some eyes, a face, and a nice little candle on there glowing. So
Yeah, let us know. Should we carve it or not? Put it in the comment section.
yeah, and if we get enough feedback saying carve it, definitely put it on some social media so you guys can see it, because I'm sure it'll look really awesome this Halloween.
We'll probably, well, no problem. We'll definitely hydro drip another one. We'll probably hydro drip that camo one we were talking about before, but I don't know if we'll put that in a video. But it's a pretty cool project. If you guys wanted to try it, we highly recommend it. It'd be the coolest pumpkin on any porch in your neighborhood.
Definitely, especially if like you're in town, a lot of people are going to see it. It's definitely worthwhile taking some time to dip a pumpkin. Plus, it's super fun. Like we had a good time actually dipping it. You know, setting everything up and like actually sitting here thinking how to like hang the pumpkin up so like paint could dry. Actually, the process of dipping it, because as we said, it is our first time, so like it's a cool learning experience. I think that basically sums up the dip.
Yeah, you guys, any questions, please let us know in the comment section. We get to them pretty quick, where he does most of the time.
Yeah,
Get to them pretty quick. Please subscribe, tell your friends, share.
If there's any questions you guys had, well, I'm gonna cut that. If there's any questions you guys have, as he said, they'll be down below. But also, we'll put a link to all the items that we used in the video.
Yeah, definitely.
Right in the description. So if you guys wanted to start dipping or something like that, we have plenty of other videos on how to hydro dips, so you can always look at those to kind of give you a heads up on how to properly dip. Again, we're still beginners. We're not professionals, so we're kind of like learning it as we teach you. So it's definitely more relatable for you guys. So as I said, everything's right in the description. Feel free to check that out. We do have a bunch of other videos up, so as he said, make sure you guys subscribe. There'll definitely be a lot more content coming up here. I'm definitely loving the feedback you guys are giving, so definitely going to keep at it. So
Till next time.
have a nice one. So this is the close-up of the pumpkin. I'll just give you a nice slow spin here. So as you see here, we have like the stretching of some of the skulls when we were dipping it, which
Looks pretty cool, though.
Yeah. Then we have the line right here, which is where, as he was saying in the GoPro video, like underwater, you can see the wrinkle we had in the film. That's exactly where it put itself when we actually dipped it. Which, I mean, it's not too noticeable, especially since it's a pumpkin. If we like carve the other side or just face it towards this way or any way, it still looks really good. So finish the spin around. There was that mark we were at before. Looks pretty good. And then, as I was saying, the bottom's just a little bit right here where, as he was saying, he think his finger was, which it kind of looks like it was, like he had his finger there, and when he was dipping it, it stopped it.
You also, one other spot is right here. You can see where the pattern met up on our spin around. The pattern didn't, you know, you couldn't line it up exactly, but that's where the two patterns came around when we joined it. But overall, pretty awesome looking pumpkin. Look at that shot.
Spooky.